We're leaving this morning for Cang, but one last breathtaking view out of the breakfast balcony. Oh no, the van's broken down. Rather inconvenient place to break down. Can't really work out what's wrong actually at the moment, but it's probably, I think it's something to do with the prop shaft. You're not going to believe this, we were up and running within no more than 20 minutes. Incredible. A few hours later, when we found ourselves in the mountains of Cang, just look at those rice terraces. So in order to take some better, more memorable photographs, we hired some motorbikes to take us up into the mountains. And as you can see, for all the wrong reasons, the heavy rain made this a very memorable journey indeed. This bike is a 4-stroke 100cc Honda, not really designed for two large guys, one of them being 14 stone carrying 9 kilos of camera gear. Hang on a minute, it's designed for 4 people, mum, dad and 2 kids to ride around on. What am I talking about? In the end, it got so muddy I had to walk the rest of the way. This was one of those short-lived experiences that called me back. It's one of those things I feel I could have really sunk my teeth into if I'd had the time, and it only had one afternoon there. The potential of these rice terraces was huge. Look at this shot, it looks like it's an aerial shot taken with the drone when it's just in fact taken from a steep hillside. Misty mornings, misty evenings in this case, imagine it all. It was reeling through my mind, and unfortunately we had to go, we had to stick to an agenda and an itinerary that was planned for us. But Cang calls me back, it really, really does, and I'm hoping one day I will return to continue my explorations further. So we made our way back. The rider was getting particularly worried about navigating this at night, and to be honest, so was I. Here we are. Within 15 minutes of returning back to the viewpoint, this is how dark it got. That's a lot steeper than it looks. And there we are, back at the car. Oh. What was that like, Rach?
Sketchy.
Was it?
Yeah, steep.
It was pretty steep though, wasn't it?
Very steep.
The last bit
steep.
especially.
Yeah.
Oh, what fun. So last night we stayed here, wonderful place. Eco Lodge. Probably about an hour away from where we were before, but got some sunrise shots, so well worth it. There were some lovely golden rice terraces that morning, but what I didn't know when I was taking this photograph was all these beautiful dewy cobwebs were hanging from the rice sheaves. It was just gorgeous to look at, it really, really was, and that picture certainly made my morning. This shot of morning light cascading across a rice terrace I really thought was exceptional. But then after I got back, I kept staring at it and realising it just looks as though he's lost his keys. Now this is a Malaysian moon moth. We found it while we were out in the hills on the motorbikes the day before. I forgot to mention it. It's about 7 to 8 inches from tip to tip. And when I first saw it, the girl who was riding my wife's motorbike had it in her hand, and I thought that it was made of plastic. It's not rare, it's relatively common, but a spectacle to behold. So it's goodbye to the rice terraces of Cang, a quick lunch stop, and then a short flight to the city of Hoi An.
Vậy, ít nhất từ 500 cân. Chị ơi.
This striking character is Adam Lam. Adam is an up-and-coming pop star in Vietnam, and he fuses a blend of historical and modern looks to create his particular persona. Adam knew exactly what to do when I asked to take his photograph, took me over to this interesting textured wall and did 2 poses in less than 30 seconds, and I responded very quickly. It was great to have somebody who knows how to model to be your subject. Just look how beautiful our hotel is at night. One of the tourist attractions at Hoi An is the busy evening boat rides. It was all a bit too dark for photography, but it was really interesting to watch what was going on. So we had a welcome day off on the itinerary, and Rachel and I decided to take some bikes from the hotel and take a ride to the beach. Back down to the river for Blue Hour, and then we thought we'd treat ourselves to a ride. So the end of a wonderful leisurely evening, back to the hotel for a good night's sleep, and onwards to the city of Hue. Come on in. Look at how lovely our accommodation is. I'll tell you once, I stayed in a room in Italy which just had no windows and 2 plug sockets and a bed. Times have changed. So this is the Imperial City. It's a walled enclosure within the city of Hue, and it's the former imperial capital of Vietnam during the Nguyen dynasty. Contains the palaces that house the imperial families, as well as shrines, gardens and villas for mandarins. A great place to make historical dramas. Thought we'd squeeze in a mausoleum and a temple. This is Lang Tam Mausoleum. And this is the beautiful Min Mang tomb. I've just been inside the scooter shop. It's absolutely fantastic, but I wanted to show you this. It's called a Winner X. It's made by Honda. Absolutely wonderful. Apparently it's like 160cc, so it really would go pretty quick indeed. But the one I really like is this one over here, which is the Winner X in red. Look at that, isn't that fantastic? One of the things you notice about Hoi An is it's a lot more affluent. There's sort of chain stores and other things that you don't get in Hanoi or Hoi An. They're both older places, and one of the reasons I think is because this was actually heavily bombed during the Vietnam War, so it is essentially speaking a newer city. Continuing my appreciation of scooters, it's a Honda Winner X 150. Look at that. Beautiful. One of the things you find out from being in Vietnam is that you can park bikes all over the pavement. There you go, you can see my point entirely, look. It's crazy. And kids charge for people to park on the pavement. It's completely mad, isn't it? Nice collection of bikes though. Go, go, go! Bye bye! So the thing is, how the hell does Vietnam get itself off fossil fuels? Potentially, if you think about it, electric motorbikes have to be the future here. How that will ever happen, I have absolutely no idea. But the thing is that if you compare it to fossil fuel usage by other countries, if you think about the USA or or indeed other countries overall, it does make you think whether the fossil fuels being burnt there are far greater, because entire families just have one moped or something similar. I don't know if you can see this this poster, but the DJ is called Tit DJ. A weirdly empty club considering what was going on over the road.